Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Happy Wednesday. We are sitting here getting ready to go and take our trip, as I've told you guys in all of the other videos, but just in case you didn't catch the other videos, that is what is going on. I'm going to be out of town until Tuesday, but fear not, I will still be recording. I will still be working. I'll probably take off both travel days, which is tomorrow, Friday, and Tuesday, but Saturday, Sunday, Monday, count me in. Now, with that, we have some that we want to talk about, and you better believe if it's on the roster, we're going to talk about it, especially if we know we have a day off tomorrow. So before all of it, smash the like button, show some love, and let's just get right in. Hey. So you guys know I'm getting ready to go on this trip, but I do want to say you guys are always asking me about my skin, which I think is probably the best compliment that I could receive. But if you guys are new to the Addams family, then you know, well, you don't know, I guess, that I can't take all of the credit. I credit all of it to this little tool right here. It is my Blue Mean Face Pro 2.0. With the press of a button, I can change the settings, and it uses little microcurrents, and you can feel it. It's like a massage, and they lift, illuminate, rejuvenate your skin, and they take the inflammation out, especially if you're up in the air and you're flying like I am tomorrow. It really, really helps. But normally it's about $300. If you click on the link in the description or pinned in the comment section, you get $200 off. And if it doesn't reduce your double chin or you just hate it, which you won't, they'll just refund you all of your money, and that's all. So that's a company I can get behind. Now with that, this whole PK thing, so I told you guys, I'm not trying to give myself credit, but sometimes I have really good foresight, really, really good foresight. And I said, why in the would PK, knowing that he's running around with some girl, Shanna Wall or whatever her name is, you're running around with her, you're doing the dirty, you're doing your little dirty things and whatnot. And you know that your wife cannot stand you right now. And you know that there is a law in California that says that if you hit 10 years together in a marriage, then your ass needs to come off of half of it. So I was like, as a businessman, not me. I mean, I am a businessman, but as a business, like for somebody like him, you've been very successful in collecting checks and debt and everything. He's a smart guy. He really is a smart guy. He knows how to maneuver. Why would you let this be dragged out unless there was something deeper? Like, is it because maybe she will have to be liable for half of the debt? Or is it, I didn't know, we don't know. Because right now we know that Dorit Kemsley is asking for alimony. She is asking for her attorney's fees to be paid. She is asking for sole legal and physical custody. And I believe she wants half of everything. So the girl is taking him the distance, or at least she's trying to. But a former Real Housewife who was also on the Real Housewives of Miami, and an attorney, she's chiming in. This is what she said.
Was a brilliant move on PK's part.
I understand why you think you're superior to anyone.
What? Tell me, lawyer.
So if you don't want to be seen, you don't make out with a tall, fabulous blonde outside Mr. Chow in LA.
All I need you to do is just marinate on this, okay?
Okay, it was Cipriani's, but keep going.
PK has been married twice. His first wife, Loretta, he was only married to for 9 years. So this picture triggered Dorit to act exactly like he knew she was going to act, impulsively, and file for divorce at 9 years.
I was not in a good place.
Oh,
You know what happens when you hit 10 years?
Well, Erica said it on Beverly Hills. Something happens at 10 years. I don't know.
There's a hell of a...
Foo-foo.
But also, okay, but what does PK have to get half of? It feels like there's nothing there.
Oh.
was a brilliant.
But then, okay, so she said right here, actually in California, the marriage length is measured until the date of separation, not the date of filing, meaning when you actually separated is what matters most. So even if you filed today, if your true date of separation was before the 10th anniversary, it might still be considered a short-term marriage. Now, I think she's really wrong here. PK and Dorit date of marriage. Let's see. Yeah, they got married in March of 2015. Somebody needs to tell her loud ass to be quiet, because we are going on a wellness retreat and we are in therapy and we are getting the tools that we need not to be disrespectful. But like, girl, really shut up with that. Shut up. I can say it 5 times. Shut up. It's like, now even looking at it and listening to it, even when you went on the Real Housewives of Miami and you tried to have some moment last season, it failed. You fell flat. You fell on your ass. It looks silly. And now you're speaking on something like it is so profound and it is so definitive. And PK was so smart with this. I didn't even get my law degree. I'm not Elle Woods or anything like that. But I think I had a better theory than you. Like, did you just want somebody to hand you a mic? You needed some podcast time? I'm confused. Anna? Moving on. So, on top of that, we have Margaret Josephs, who's defending Melissa Gorga amid the Kathy Wakili public comments, which, Margaret, so Kathy came out and talked about this lunch with Melissa, blah, blah, blah. We've covered this, but Margaret revealed that she was informed about the private lunch between Melissa and Kathy. And she said, I did know about the lunch. Melissa told me and Kathy told me because we go to the same hairdresser. But when it came to Melissa's discretion, Margaret emphasized that Melissa kept the lunch private out of respect, saying, Melissa said to me, don't tell anybody. And Kathy asked me not to say anything. And she was not going to use it for clout or to make a story about it. But Margaret did explain that she is disappointed in Kathy. And she said, I don't know why Kathy said that. I felt badly because I know Melissa was being kind by concealing the meetup. And she thinks that Kathy's public comments are very disappointing. Mind you, though, Margaret just did like a whole entire home tour, right, of Kathy's new house. But Melissa's comments on Jeff Lewis Live, it was in July of 2024. It was an appearance where she mentioned that Kathy and her husband were building a house across the street from the Gorgas in Franklin Lakes. And she expressed hope for reconciliation between her husband and his cousin. And Kathy did respond on Page 6 Radio saying that the lunch had already occurred and she was very confused over Melissa's portrayal of events. And she made it seem like it was Jeff's idea. But Kathy thinks that maybe this was a storyline. She said, I think that could have been a really good part of it. It could have been like a potential storyline, but I'm not a storyline. I am my own life. Okay. Well, go on, own life. Pop off in the comment section, though, guys. Let me know what you think. Smash that like button. Show some love. And we'll see you next time. Don't forget to check out the Blue Mean Bass Bro 2.0. Bye, guys.